I hope you guys are doing well today. Yes. We're kera. Kasbina kedem. Yeah. Yes. Good morning, JK. JK, I've seen your message now. Thank you for reminding me. Yesterday I had some things to kwasaganya around here, so I very early in the morning. That is what kwasaganya binge. That's why I could not be live. But thank you for understanding. Man, abantu abatekeera kutambula beeyagala because omuntu bw'abatekeera kutambula like they wake up early in the morning and well, they can go back to bed because they're close to home, right? I'm used to the business of getting out of the house like by 5:30 and latest 6. And yeah, yesterday I did not really get out of the house that early. I got out at 7. I had to do stuff. So today I'm going to work, but I'm going to go later in the day. Good morning, Emma. Good morning, Hanifa. And JK, of course. Thank you guys for always reminding me. Abanzi Jukiza, Oliva Cabinho. Yeah. Environment very natural environment. Yeah, but I hope you're doing well. Today is Question Friday. Good morning, Mukisa. Hey, my name is Emma Mukisa. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Today is Question Friday, so we ask questions about everything, and then we get answers. We get answers for all our questions because people have answers that you never thought they had. People have been through things that you never thought they've been through. People have been through situations that you think are very hard, but for them right now are very easy because and so they know how to handle some of them, what you would call the most difficult situations in your life, because they have handled some of these situations more than once, but because more than 10 times, so they know so normally that's why it's important that when you have questions on Friday, you come and ask them and people will give us answers. Personally, good morning, Gaetano. I've been through cars. So sometimes some people ask me and I will tell you that I've driven more than 20 cars. I think as on Nankade. Yeah, I'll tell you that the newest car I've driven yaliko UAS nagivuga mu 2008. Ali nali njiguze for business. Era nekola sente zaayo. Era bwe yatuuka nti kyakola sente zaayo, I made sure to sell it and buy an old car. Yes, I think that was the newest. After how long does it take to change car ownership, car transfer? It depends on the variables. If you have a TIN number that is active, and the person that has sold you the car has access to their TIN number, or the person that is in the current that owns the car has access to their TIN number, it should take you like 3 days max. Because if you have access to, if the other person can give you the transfer forms there and then, you should be able to receive the transfer forms. Just go and submit to URA, and in the next like 3 days, your transfer is done and it's in your names. Sometimes if you have some car money, it can even take a day. For example, I've not yet been able to effect Hillary's transfer, and I'm to blame. I've been extra busy, and I need to create what do we call it? I need to create a tutorial, which I will also upload on the channel, how to do the transfer for someone when they are not there. And so I already did the video, but I have to edit it to show this person that, okay, now, because this person doesn't know how to do anything. And I think the people in Uganda, that because he had already almost given me their password, but then someone in Uganda told him, wait, what password, and all that. So then he changed his mind. So what I did, I told him I'm going to make a tutorial for you to be able to do that. I already did the video, but I've not yet edited it, and it requires some of those things that I have to do as I watch YouTube. That's why I haven't done the video. So, but as soon as I give him the video, I'll make sure that he gives us the transfer forms, and then Hilary's transfer will be done. Yeah, but the good thing is that we know this person, and yeah, so it should be easy. So transfer can take even a day if you have some money, because it depends on who you even to be, Ugandan things. If you pay the right person, you can even get a transfer in like 2 hours. There is a time I had a story of someone's car which got stolen. And he lent it to someone. Simanya self-drive. He hired his car to someone, and that person took the car. Instead, he wasn't really hiring; he was stealing it. So he went and transferred the car to his name. In like 2 hours, the car was already in that person's name. So no guy again, but it had a tracking device. So he tracked the car. He saw it in Nakawa. So he went to Nakawa, and he realized that, okay, my car is here. But then on going, they told him this car is not yours. This guy is this guy's. On checking with URA, the car was indeed the other guy's now. And he said, I just hired this guy my car. He can't be the owner now. It's in my names. It was no longer in his name. So it can even take like, but of course, right now, it's a little hard for someone to just steal your car and put it in their names. It's quite hard, by the way. In the past, it was easy, but now it's a little hard. Yeah, but 3 days, if you have transfer forms, max, transfer will begin. What's the easiest way to apply for the passport in UAE? Okay, someone should answer that. I've never applied for a passport when I'm abroad, but from what I've read, and someone with experience should come and answer this question, Martha's question. I'll keep talking about it. What I've heard is that you go to the embassy. Of course, you apply online, then I think you go to the embassy, and then blah blah blah. That should be the legal process. And then the embassy, I heard that some embassies actually have printers that they can print passport for you there. That's what I've heard. But someone that has done that before, kindly come and give us an answer. He's asking, what's the easiest way to apply for a new passport in UAE? Yeah, it would be a very good thing for us to get to understand. What's the easiest way to apply for a passport in UAE, guys? For the people that have done it before, what's the easiest way? Mutugambe. So question Friday, guys. Welcome. I'm called Arthur. Someone actually told me. It would be a very good thing. My name is Arthur. I love cars. I'm passionate about cars. Of course, I'm passionate about other things. I'm passionate about cars, and this channel is for you people that love cars. Among other things, we talk about, of course, we talk about cars, but we talk about other things that make owning a car easy. For example, we talk about good morning, Sammy. We talk about family planning, because family planning will enable you buy the cars you want. If you just have kids like we were sent to have them, good morning, Nathan. That's why some of our parents never drove, because they were busy looking after us. Because they had so many of us that every time they thought then one of you got sick, and then you needed like 100k, and then then afterwards then something came up with the kids, and then they could not buy a car. So we talk about things like family planning, we talk about things like building homes, we talk about things like business, we talk about those things, because these things make it easy for us to own cars, make it enjoyable for us to own cars. You get, because once someone builds a home, it's quite easy for them to actually own and drive multiple cars, because abataina nyo rent mtawanya ochitegera. And once someone sorts their business troubles, let's say your businesses are working out very well, then it's very easy for you to spare some money and buy a car. So we talk about decisions, we talk about multiple things on this channel, but all these things are geared towards making it very easy for us to buy and own and keep owning cars. So on the days that you'll find that we are talking about something other than a car, just relate it to a car and think, okay, how does this help me with loving and owning my car? So for the guys that guys, what should someone look out for when buying an agreement plot of land to avoid fraud? Yeah, so guys that have bought plots of land with that are agreement, that are Kabaka land, let's say, in here in the central region, we know those as Kabaka land, but I'm sure the agreement land, agreement plots and land somewhere else as well in other parts of the country. So what should someone look out for when they're buying land that is agreement based, guys? Let's answer also that question as well. Yeah, so on this channel we talk about multiple things that are geared towards helping us, okay, enabling us to properly own and love and maintain and keep our cars on the road. I will tell you that personally, that I think knowing where my hands stop, that you don't want to overstretch and want to buy something you cannot afford. For example, I've been getting multiple messages from people. You guys, some of you are watching this channel. Majority of these people have 10 million. But all these guys want to buy cars like Wish, Alex, and they are serious about it. Someone akweza voice note na kugamba ata ayogera kigaga ngenda kuwa akasente ka inspection egala nfunire Wish UBB ina milioni 10 onokikola lwakumeka nkuweereza omuntu ogenda naye, like seriously, and you reply to this guy and you tell them 10 million cannot get you a Wish. Agatana twali eri you know, brokers are very funny people. A broker will post a Wish at 9 million on Gigi or Facebook, and then when you come to Arthur, you start thinking Arthur agara kunziba okitegeera oli guy yagambye Wish nsobola okifuna ku million 10 mu UBA. Like you guys, you think Bob, the guys that sell those cars at that amount, where do they pick them from? Because the only way someone can sell a Wish at 10 million that is in good condition would be if they picked it up. You can't even get a USZ at 10 million if it's in good condition. So you want to get a car, and then you start saying that guy Arthur is not a good person. So people like that, I tell them, yeah, I will not help you. You get, and then if you have a budget that is small, the best thing to do is for you to actually listen to. Actually, someone texted me, they recently sold their car, a USZ, at 10.5. But apparently they want to get a car UBB in good condition at 10. You get. Some of these things, if you're selling your car USZ at 10.5, what makes you believe someone will sell their car UBB in good condition at 10? You get. Some of these things should be basic math. You don't really need Arthur to tell you that, okay, now you're being unrealistic. You get. If I sold my UAM at 10 million, why would I want to buy a UBA at 10? You get, in good condition. Sometimes it doesn't really make sense. So Martha, your answer is here. Nathan is saying, applying for a passport, just fill the forms online, pay their money, 250 UAED to a bank through, but that might send it to anyone in Kampala to pay for you, then get those copy receipts, attach them to printed. Okay, take away the Nathan. Martha, you're getting your answer from Nathan here. So Nathan, what's the best thing? Should she send the money to someone in Kampala, or should she pay via Visa online? What's the best, and why is it the best? So question Friday, guys. Let's try to ask whichever question we've had, regardless of what it's about. Today we just ask about anything, and people will definitely give us the answers because people have been there, people have done stuff. But now go get another words that you have seen the world until you find the people that have seen the world. Sometimes you go abroad and you think, mama, people have moved. People have gone places. People have seen things. You get, people have seen things, and then sometimes you build your rentals, and then people have built rentals, which say people have even sold rentals because the rentals were not making money. People have sold rentals and done other businesses because those businesses made more money than the rentals. But somehow someone can build 10 rooms and they think, oh, you get. Jeremy is asking, where can I get a good solar system for 10 security lights? Guys, who has bought solar systems? I haven't, by the way. I haven't. I'm also thinking about it for my security lights here. I'm thinking about it. Apparently, I think the angle that I would go would be importing, but that would work if I am importing these lights that I have their solar attached to. KCCA. That's what I'm thinking actually of importing, because those lights, if you like went to Alibaba, you can get each light at about 60K. Okay, and if they're security lights, I think those would be much better. And I think they're about 20 to 30 or to 65 watts, and then you just get metal bars and mount them wherever you want. I think they would be brighter, and then you don't have to do wiring anywhere. Since you said the security lights, actually I would go to Alibaba when I'm ready. I think that's what I'm going to do, and then import like 10 or 20 of those, and then if I used to use only 5, I use the 5, and then I sell the others on a profit, because if I import each of them at 60, then let's say pay like 30,000 for taxes each, and then pay for transport. Then I just do the math, use what I have to do, and then make sure I recoup all the money I invested by selling the balance. I don't know if I make sense. So I will personally actually go the way of importing other than going to buy here, because even the guys here buy from Alibaba. Most of them, all those guys that tell us they have German technology, they don't really have German technology. Most of these guys, they import from Alibaba, and you know, Alibaba, when you're a good importer, you import in bulk. Alibaba, those traders can actually brand the things for you. So you buy a light that has another brand, but if you're buying, like, let's say 10,000 copies or 10,000 pieces, you can tell them to put your logo on those, and then when you bring them, you're very authentic, or you can even get them to put your logo and put German technology. And sometimes the word is not even German, because the country German can sue you, so they put Germane. So because for us in the mind, I don't know if you've read something and read it wrong, because in the mind you already have it, so you read German, so you miss the letter that they added extra so that they can't get sued, and then for you read German technology, you get, and then you think, oh, these are like authentic. There's a time I buy face wipes. I buy these wipes for my kids, and there is a time I went to Senana and I bought this Dettol brand. You know, Dettol is prominent as a brand, so I bought the Dettol brand. Later on, only to realize it wasn't really Dettol, it was Delol. It was Delol. So I see this meme somewhere, how people fake these things, and then the other time I go to Senana to buy like another pack of these face wipes, and then I look at it, and then I realize it's not actually Dettol. So what they do is they design a logo that is similar to the Dettol logo. They use the similar colors, but for them it's Delol. So I if you want to buy solar, Nathan, I would actually go the way of importing those standalone solar lamps or solar lights, import more than I need, and pay taxes and everything clear, and then use what I need to use at home, sell the rest. Because here, those solar thingies, they are being sold at, let's say, 350, but the actual buying price from China is about 65,000. So I'm thinking they use about 120, 130 to get them here, even after taxes, or 150. So they sell 350, so they're making a profit of like 200 or 150. So that's what I would do. I will import multiple lights, use those that I need to use, and then sell the rest to make sure that I recoup all the investment I put. Yeah, good morning, Brian. Where can I get an intruder system? for home. Yeah, I want that as well. I want, like, the guys on, there are guys on Gigi that post those things. I don't know how reliable they are. That if this is the door and it opens like this, so you put something here, you put something here, so, and you arm them at night or wherever you want to arm them, and then you have like an alarm system outside. So if someone opens the door illegally, the sensor will start making noise. I want to buy them as well. But I'm also thinking of going to Alibaba, because that's where do they get them? They get them from Alibaba. But that's my approach, Jeremy. I don't know someone else. If there is someone that knows how to, where Jeremy can get a good solar system for 10 security lights, kindly advise. So Nathan is saying, then book date for fingerprint. They will call you after you will wait in 1 month. You receive message when it's ready. How you import from Alibaba to Uganda? Embassy is in Abu Dhabi. You have to move your national ID, Martha. Yeah, Martha Bakuzem. So JK is asking how you import. You get an import, you get an agent here. People, guys, there are multiple companies here that import. So ideally what you would do, if you want, you can pay for the goods yourself for trust's sake. But if you can trust those guys, because these guys that help you import, the clearing agents and all, for them, they can actually verify traders on Alibaba that are very good or genuine. So you can go to this agent. You can even use DHL. You can use, if you have the money. But there are cheaper importing agents. DHL is too expensive, but we have some cheaper guys. So you can go to them and you show them what you want to import, and they can even negotiate a little for you. You get. And then after that, you give them the money. If you want them to pay for you, they pay. And then you wait for your things to come. For them, they will even clear it. Ideally, the other angle that I would try is I would try to import those things to my address. Like I have a post office address. If you find a cheap or affordable agent that is not Ugandan, you can use that. And then those goods come to your address. And then, into the Uganda, whoever is clearing there, you talk to them like a Muganda. And then, you know, yeah. Because that's what the agents do. Without a functional, we have post office box addresses. That's what works. I have a post office address personally. So normally when I'm getting things from abroad, that's why it goes to the post office in Kampala, or the central post office, and then you go to the central post office. Normally with the central post office, when those things are coming to you, they put your phone number or the phone number of the person that is going to receive. So when the things come, they will send you a text message. Okay, you send you a text message that your things are already at the post office. So you go and pay the taxes that you need to pay from there, because at every post office there is a URA thing. But most of the time it goes to the central post office. There is a URA office. So they call you, they ask you what is in this box, then you tell them, then they open, they say you will pay this amount of tax, they give you pay slips, you go to the bank and pay, and then you come and collect your stuff. Or you speak like a Muganda. Yeah. So good morning. What's the current cost of driving permit? 500 to 600 depending on where you go, but it doesn't go lower than 500. That's what, even if you do it yourself. And right now, getting a driving permit, I have not experienced it. Even exams online, you have to go online and fill in exams. Yeah, I want to import a 10 kilowatt lithium ion battery. I don't know if batteries are allowed to be imported, but how else do these solar guys do? Maybe you should call you should look at URA, the URA website, and see if it's allowed to be imported. If URA allows for it to be imported. I also don't know if there is an airplane. JK, how do you say airplane? I don't know if there's an airline that will bring it for you. If there's an airline, normally the guys that import batteries, they do it via sea, not via air. You get. So if you have an airline that can actually help you bring it here, but most of the guys that have been importing things that have batteries, they don't use air. They use water, ship, and that's how these things come. Second, what's the ABS system all about? My mechanic keeps advising me to have it replaced, and how much is a new one? The ABS, I don't remember how this Alan said, but it's called air braking system. It helps your car brake much more swift. Yeah, your mechanic is probably telling you to replace it because it gets enjauro. I had it on my car and I could award the car, so I don't have the ABS anymore, and my car still breaks, and I've never knocked anyone without the ABS. So Bajirawe, if you don't have the money, it can cost you even more than 500, depending on the car. But some will cost you 120, 150, 200. Mine is 350, so I just figured 350 for what? Like, what am I getting? I've been driving Chibinas, Chikumis, Caldinas without ABS, and I survived. I will survive without ABS. You get, so probably your mechanic is going to eat some money of purchasing that ABS, and that's why he's encouraging you to replace it. But if you have the money, go on and replace it. But for me, the math that just didn't make sense. So that's how I didn't replace it. So I bought those both things, and I made it normal. I made it the normal cars we drive in Uganda. We have driven for years, for ages. So but when I chidiru change gasa tumweta 350 for the ABS. What? My car already brakes properly. Like, man. Very important house, Solomon. Tell me. I've worked with solar before, but I would advise Jeremy to also look at the option of the local service providers and then compare with importing. Check out Davis and Chatleaf. Is Davis and Chatleaf very affordable? Solomon, how is the ABS very important? I've driven my car for, I think this ABS failed when I just bought the car like 3 months. It started having leakages. And I could award it, and I've driven for 2 years. I've never knocked anyone. So Solomon, I want you to explain to me, probably convince me to replace that 350 piece of equipment that, kasente kanji. It's like someone telling you. I used to have dreadlocks. It's like someone coming to tell me dreadlocks are very nice. Like I had the dreadlocks for since 2012, and I put my dreads off in 2019. That was a long time of having dreads. And by the time I cut off my dreads, I had thought about it for like a year. So I would sit there and say, okay, I want to cut off dreads. How am I going to live without the dreads? I've had these dreads for, and nobody actually told me to do this. It was an internal thing. So when the week came and I was ready to go I cut them off on my birthday. It was my 29th birthday. So I was turning 29 on my birthday, the very day. So a week before, I knew I was going to cut off my dreads. Nobody knew. I hadn't talked to anyone. So I took my family, my son Aban and my wife. Then I took them to a photo studio. My wife likes taking pictures, like all women. So we went to the photo studio. We took pictures. They did not know my intentions. So we took a bunch of pictures there, and then we went home. And then the next week I came home without dreads. But because I had thought about it for like a year, for me it was something that I thought about. So I even forgot that I had cut off dreads that day. So I would go back to my office and people were like, "Guy, what has happened to you?" And it's like, "What?" I was like, "Where's your hair?" Then I realized, oh, I've cut off the dreads. And then when I went home, everyone was looking at me like, the maid looked at me like this, like, okay. And then my wife came, okay. And then I had forgotten. And then, where is your hair? Like, oh, I cut off the dreads. But so when you think about something and it's your personal decision, like me right now, you can't tell me that, okay, having dreads is better than not having them. I had the dreads for 7 years, and when I cut them off, I didn't even feel a difference, because cutting the Solomon, I want you to tell me what's the importance of the ABS. I don't have it for 2 years and I'm driving my car perfectly. I've never knocked anyone. So me, I think that you could actually, some you could ignore. Yes, it's actually affordable because I bought their solar panels to design a solar water heating system, and they were selling to me each panel at about $200, yet importing would cost me $400 each. After I can confirm lithium batteries are allowed for importation, but they are graded as DG. Even the taxes are a bit high. Okay. It was a J Coach Davi. Davis and Chatleaf is where I bought my water pump. It was brand new, so I've never gotten any trouble with it. So it may be expensive, but genuine. Yeah. I think I bought some water filtration systems from there, and then I had bought a water pump outside. Then I realized the water pump was cheaper at Davis and Chatleaf, and the water pump I bought outside was old. At Davis and Chatleaf, it's even new. Anyway, yeah. So I think that you could look at that. Arthur, between new model Primo and new model Spacio, which one is more reliable? Resale value. Both of those cars have resale value. Of course, the Primo new model will be much more expensive than the Spacio. So what I'm saying is that you can get a Spacio at a certain budget that is a very good condition, but a Primo at the same budget will not be good. So Primo is basically much more expensive than Spacio, but both have good resale value. Good morning, Marvin. They all have good resale value, but the Primo will be much more expensive when you're buying, and you may lose some money when you're selling. You know, when we talk about resale value, we don't mean that a motor car, because it has resale value, then go to feel a center. Yeah, you will lose some money when you're selling, because when you buy an expensive car, the thing that happens with buying an expensive car is that it's very hard to find. Let me just give you an example. You buy a car 30 million. It will be very hard for you to find a Ugandan that has 30 million and they cannot go to the bond and get the same model of car. So that's why you will lose money, because everyone that has 30 million, we used to say it in a long time ago. We used to say that teri muntu alina million abiri musiru okitegeera kati gwe tosobola kusanga muntu alina million asatu nga yetamanyi bond gye zirimbo ajagule emmotoka ye enkadde. So that's why people that buy new cars, you always lose money. And you lose more money than people that have bought old cars. Because for me, it's very easy to find someone that has 9 million or 10 million. Like most of you guys that have been texting me, you have like 10 million, 9 million. But to find someone that has 30 million, that's very, very hard. So when you're buying a car, also always keep that in mind. I also had an afro 2002, 2010, but I decided to cut it off because it was too much work to keep looking at it. Man, JK, those dreads, I could not wash my head. Like my dreads had grown up to here. And I could no longer wash my hair because drying them was also hard work. And then repairing them, you'd go to the salon, they repair them, you come back looking like mommy. Like whenever they repair, the hair is too neat, you look like a woman. I did not like it. So I just took up one day in 2018 and I said, okay, I'm going to cut off these dreads. And I did not talk to anyone because I wanted it to be a personal decision. So I thought about it from 2018. That entire year, I was trying to figure out, what does, of course, I liked them. When I made my dreads in 2012, it was a personal decision. I decided I'm going to make these dreads, come what may. I just wanted, like everything I want to do in life, I do it. And this is a position that most of you guys should actually put yourself, that you only live once. That if you want to buy a car, you should be able to buy it. And these are the discussions we have on this channel, that okay, how do you live a much more fulfilling life? And there's nothing as fulfilling as you being able to do the things you want to do. You being able to buy a car when you want, build a house when you want. Of course, it will not happen like immediately when you want, but you can put in the work and do the things. So I thought about cutting off my dreads for like a year, and when it came, I was peaceful about it. I went to this. I even recorded a video. I have it on Google as backed up. I even recorded a video. This guy cutting poop, and then he got a machine and then made marine. Yeah, and then that's how I came to look the way I look. Yeah, but I looked cool with my dreads. My young cousins, and I would go to school, I was the cool bro. Everybody wanted me to visit them with my dreads. And then I would be driving Dudu. You look very rich, and you're not rich. Good morning, Pascal. Now I can't grow one even if I wanted to. Yeah, now you can't, definitely. Your profession. Me, I can still grow my dreads. I even kept my dreads, the ones I cut off. But I don't want them. Like, the work it's too much work. Like with my car hair here, even if I don't comb. That's why I actually have, even if I don't, what are you going to do to me? In case of an emergency and you brake hard, the ABS allows you more stopping distance by allowing you more steering when the wheels are locked. Personally, I will tell you, why do you think, Solomon, that majority of the cars at the police that have knocked head on are these new cars that have ABS? The ABS doesn't really do anything if you don't know how to drive a car. Me, in my car here, not ABS, yes. Solomon. The ABS allows you just to give yourself the distance. You've seen you guys how I drive. I think the ABS gives you more distance if you don't know the driving conditions you're driving in. Like me, I know the Ugandan roads. I don't need the ABS. I give myself distance. If I know I'm not safe, like it's wet, the roads are wet, I know they are slippery. I'm not going to. And by the way, not having the ABS will give you more confidence when you're driving. It will make you ready for those things. Me, I know I don't have the ABS, so I give myself distance. The ABS, because I know even the ABS, new cars, Zito Meda. Actually, if you went to police, the accident that happened last week, majority of those cars have ABS. And the cars that don't have ABS, they Zito Meda. Because these guys know I don't have ABS, I give myself a distance. Arthur, have you taken time to understand the distinct difference between the Toyota Belter and Corolla Quest model 2022? Those two cars confuse me. 2022. Daniel, we are not yet there in 2022. Cars I don't even talk about because, man, how many people are going to buy a 2022 model from my channel? You get. And from my channel, what a million in Savos, motoka, you guys. Ngewe mumicha ina yaba avu. Banda banga. Ononyana kwerogesa. Yengo vuge moroka batandiko kusindikira amayembe. Buy cars that will not make people think you are too rich. No, guys. Don't even God can get angry with you. Yeah? I know, of course, there are people that can afford to buy a car from Toyota, but when you think about it, is it something that it's not because, hey, JK, I should see your chiwalata. I should see your chiwalata. But me, if I got a chiwalata, man, I would get rich because chiwalata is a money maker. It's like a pot belly. Of course, I don't want a pot belly. I would never want a pot belly. But chiwalata, if it came, you guys, I would make money. I would make money. Chiwalata is a money maker. People think you have wisdom. But I've seen people with chiwalata that don't even know they are left from their right. But chiwalata is a money maker. You have chiwalata, you start making some money. I know people, friends of mine that took tabs to get fat so that they can start making. But they can collect cent. Me, I refused. Sija kola pot belly. I'll look healthy and I'll be healthy. Nae Daniel, 2022 models. Tujila tuzileka. Let's be real. All those reviews they'll be very nice for me to review 2023 model RAV4. It will be very nice, but for what? Which tell me I don't like to dream. Ababedewe bali wana basobola okugula emmotoka million 15 bichi okitegeera eh? But come on guys, a person in our age group mwena njimanyi temusukka myaka ana mwena, you guys are in your 30s maximum. So if you're in your 30s, you are in Uganda, you don't have like a block of apartments. Like why? What are you doing buying a car from Toyota Uganda? Okitegeera, like what's your income? What's your income every month? You have to think about. You have to be realistic, man. Eh? I know we love cars. I love cars, man. But you have to think about your capabilities. Like if you got a cancer today, and this is being realistic. If you got a cancer, and you need 60 million to get it worked upon, can you afford it on your own? Or you would have your family starting to move around with a cabo. One would have to do a car wash. Because if there are things like that you can't afford with your life, why are you buying a car that is brand new? But come on, guys. We need to be realistic. Eh? Me, I'm a realistic guy. I decided even if I get 30 million, I'll not buy a car in the bond. I'll not buy a car beyond 15 million. But Arthur taught me a car just to move me from point A to B. But Uncle Mo said it's your number plate. It's your number plate. It's your number plate is new. Man. You're good today. Or you bought 14 Pro. This is a Samsung S20, guys. I actually want to go and buy S22. kati mpulira njagala okweteekamu akasente njagala okweteekamu akasente nze mbenga ekifaananyi clear. You know, at my home, I'm home and the sun is coming like this. This is how it comes up. I think the sun rises from the east, from the west. At the moment, I don't have to have a chiwarata. There are things that should be. I know the sun rises from the east, sets in the west. Yeah, the camera is good. Eddagala ly'omulogo lya kasanvu. Ejjambi yange esala side zombi. Ng'omutema. Edwin, that's very easy to say. I had a friend of mine, one of my best friends, Yafa. He used to say, Nagamba, nemmanyi omuntu nandoga nemutegeera nja mutema. I will tell you, he ate his friend's woman. The guy namukuba ettalo. Ettalo ne lyambuka okuva ku kire ne lituuka wano mu balls. The balls got big. The guy started saying, Bambi, mungambireko gaya nsonyiwe. Instead of getting a jambia like you have said, the balls burst. He died the next week. So, Edwin, it's very easy for you to say a daga lyomulogo lya kasanvu jambi yange esala side zombi. Bro, you will not even know. Abali ebali Uganda, guy no bamugize, guy no bamukutemu nga gwe tobitegeera ne family tebitegeera otandika okwegayirira. So I think the best medicine for you to do is try to avoid being in conflict with anyone. Try to avoid looking too rich with people that are too poor. Okay, if you want to look rich, go away. Don't overlook too successful. Don't. That's true. I get your point. People buy cars 150. If a car exceeds 10% of your property worth, of my property worth, yeah, that's true, JK. That's one way to look at it. Uncle Mo told us Said used our cars to transfer his capital from Muscat to Zanzibar. So to Nambo UBN. But the UBN car. Success is relative. Success is relative. Success is relative. In the US, having a car is normal. In Uganda, bovugayo kachukumi obofunyemu ku lusente. In the US, kids at 17 drive cars. When my first time to travel to Europe, I went to Norway and I was living with this guy. He was my producer. So I was living with him and he had his son. His son was 17. I think I was 17 at the time as well. And the guy had a scooter, a brand new scooter. And I was like, scooters that was like 2007. And the guy had a scooter. And I thought, man. And then he was practicing driving. The guy was going to buy his son a car at 17. I was like, man. And I think that's why I started being like inspired to have few kids. This guy had only 2 kids, both boys. One was, I think, 12, and he was a very good guitar player. He was already playing in a band. And then this other guy over here, but I think this was the guy that is kind of taking over his business. Yeah, and yeah, so success is relative, my brother. So for us here in Uganda, omuntu aguze UBN aba mubeda aba kuttemu ku lusente aba inamu kutoke. Cars with 300,000 on mileage and above, okay? And does high mileage have an effect on wear and tear and fuel mileage per liter? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, mileage. The more you travel as a person, even the older you get. But I've seen cars that have 50,000 on the mileage and the engine blew. So as long as the engine is very well maintained, make sure you get a good deal. It would be okay. And also, you need to understand that these clocks can be changed. Go so muntu asobola okumanya nti emotoka ye mileage nene jagiremesa okutunona agenda agula ekisaawe wakiseka nga kiriko emitwalo 5 and he puts bw'ojjoggula n'olowooza nti the car is still new. Kumbe guy yagivuga emitwalo 4 n'akiraba nti kijja kulemesa okugula n'ateekamu ekisaawe ekirala. So in Uganda, personally, that's why you normally need to do proper inspection, so that if that car has a problem that is ideally not caused by the mileage, because even cars with small mileage can get those issues, so that if there is that problem, it can be seen by the person inspecting. kids use scooters to go to school here if they don't want to use public transport. Man, so wano scooter ya wano. And abafirika tulivavu. Abafirika tulivavu. Ata abavu bazala. I've just seen it. Someone sent me a video on WhatsApp of a sheikh saying that if you have no money to give in the mosque, the sadaka you'll be giving is you having sex with your wife at night. That's your sadaka. Parents save money for kids from their birth and give them the money at 18 or 21 years. Most kids use it to make departments deposits on cards. Abasajja bo batuyitako. Wano twagala kuzaala buzazi tulinga Katonda yatusa ku nsi n'agamba mugende muzaale mwale. I remember onanga gwa nadduli. Wachitegera, it's like our sole purpose is when the moment you get out of school, get married, have kids, ebirala bijja kufollowinga. They even tell us uli mwana n'omukisa oguliwa goguguliwa gwoli mwavu tewajja na mukisa gwosuubira nti gwa talina mukisa ogenda kuzaala omwana alina omukisa. And these are conversations that we need to have, because if we don't have these conversations, abantu abamu tebajja kuzuukuka. Arthur, what can do for security at my home farm? Man, security at home, fena bitumenya. I bought a dog. I'm not a dog person, so I'm giving it away. I have had it for like a couple of months, and I'm thinking, down payment, yeah. I'm just not a dog person. So if there is someone here, you can WhatsApp me. I send you pictures of it if you like it. If it's immunized already, Najit for immunization, the vet immunized it. I can give you the dog for free. I'm just not a dog person. So I'm going to get that alarm system. I'm going to put singing kuchikomera. I'm going to put electronics on kuchikomera. I'm going to do everything else. Cameras. I have someone live here. Like I'll pay them to live here. I'm not a dog person. You know, it's important for you to learn who you are. Maybe your thieves gave it meat. No, they did not. I just don't like it. I've tried to like it. I don't. Jeremy, can I give you the dog? I can give you the dog. Nakayumba Nkaina, if you can bring a pickup to my home. I built a home. I built a house, like a kennel. It's a crossbreed. Eh? I think, JK, I just don't like dogs. I've never really liked dogs. The only reason I got this dog was because people tried to break into my home during the day. So I said, okay, let me try the dog. And even my kids don't like the dog. So I thought maybe if I get the dog, maybe if my kids like it, as they grow, they can start taking care of it. But they don't like the dog. My wife doesn't like the dog. So at my home, basically nobody likes the dog. And so I have something you don't like. So I'm just going to use other security measures. Okay, excuse me. Let me just open for this guy. So I just realized I'm not a dog person. So anyone that wants, it's a crossbreed. Jeremy, send me a text on WhatsApp. I sent you the picture. If you like it, you can take it. It's immunized. I have the immunization card. If your dog is not immunized and it bites someone and you don't have that card, you will pay a lot of money. So I made sure to give it all those immunizations. You have done all cameras, fence, and razor wires. Then I think security is basically, if that doesn't work, then you need to just have someone that is home. But then there's alarms. There's alarms that you can use, because how do you keep your house safe when you both go to work? There is someone at home. Always we have someone at home. And I found that for me, that's enough. My friend has 3 dogs, but his dogs are extremely tough. They scare me to death. All neighbors say, because of the dogs. Yeah, that's something I would like to have, JK, but I'm not a dog person. You know how you just know this was not made for me. So dogs were not made for me. I don't like animals, I think. I'm not an animal person. I never liked a cat. That's one reason why I cannot rear cows and all. So I'm just not an animal person, and a dog is an animal. It's also too much work to look after a dog that the way we look after them, the modern way. manyi twakulanganga embwa zibeera embwa ya mwenge beera waawo nenoonya muwogo n'erya nenoonya ffene n'erya. It's just too much work. I have to buy meat for it, like have it cooked. It's like another child. And if I fail to find someone to take it, I'll just go and lock it somewhere and you take a kutaling and I'm not a dog person. And the day the thieves came, the dog wasn't there. I got the dogs later. Talk about these electric buses made in Uganda. By the way, if I had money, I would buy it. I'd definitely buy it and make some money out of it. I'll ask my wife and we come for it. We already have 3. You have 3 dogs. Jeremy is a dog. Kati Jeremy, what are you looking for security? If you have 3 dogs, you have razor, you have camera, Simanya, you have bichi. Kati no longer needs security. Imposing goyagala later was sensor. Actually, one reason I bought this dog is I wanted to groom it. And when I go, I don't leave anyone at home. You just open for the dog and then go. But then I realized all my relatives that have these dogs also have people, like 4 people at home, like all the time. So I'm thinking, okay, the dogs are now for what? And then I also realized if you don't have security lights outside your home, then that would be one reason to also have a dog. But my home is literally lit. I'm going to even light it more. So and I realized that night thieves don't go to places that have light. I think if you can't afford an armed security guard, just build small rentals inside your kichikomera and you'll be safe while you earn something, because people fear gets with different people inside. That's another approach, but the space I have, I still have space, but I have other plans for it, not rentals. I have other plans for this place. I have other plans for this place, but that would be one approach that I would use temporarily. Yeah, anti katoyinza okuleta ku rento kwennyini omubbinga kwasula kwa pangisa. That would be another issue for me to think about. Nti oyinza okwagala nti kangoba ababbi ate ababbi no baleta ne bapangisiza ddala weewuwo. That would be another thing. So guys, hi. For you guys that are new and you don't know who I am, I'm called Arthur. I love cars. They robbed my 50 layer buds on Wednesday. Ow! I'm told I install into the systems and solar because power is always off. No, but Matuga power is not always off. It's just like yesterday that it went off and didn't come back. But power is always on. Me, I don't have solar. But power is always on, Jeremy. So you live in Matuga. So probably you can, but you have dogs. Like, what do the dogs do? You see, now you're making me not like dogs even more. Like, you have 3 dogs and people can still come and steal your stuff. In fact, I was asking this guy, will this dog eat the thief? And they kept saying, yeah, like the dog can't eat a thief. Me, if the dog cannot eat a thief, if the dog can't eat a thief, then why am I having it? I want the dog to eat off the hand. But then everyone was telling me dogs don't eat off, they just scare. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. But I would want my own family's privacy. The tenants in the same compound. Yeah, I also don't like that. I like to have like privacy. But I find that one way to do that is always have someone at home. People don't come to places where there are people. And also the thieves, those thieves that steal birds. I think now guy has 3 dogs and they killed 1. Why am I with the dog? I'm already not a dog person. Now he's biasing me even more. So I think, yeah, I've seen him, but that's that. I think that would even irritate you with time. There's one person that I helped buy a car here, and we put an alarm. With the time he got tired, he removed it. So I think, Jeremy, just get those alarms and put them at entry points. But then the other thing you could do, Jeremy, is install those electric things. I don't know how safe they are if you have kids. That's one reason I'm scared about them. Nti obuntu obwo bw'amasanyalaze omwana ayinza okuba omupiira ne gugenda ne gugwayo in a bid to get them because I have boys and then it will electrocute them. So that's why I'm scared about them. So having people at home literally at all times is something. But also, people that come to steal from you know you. They know what they have come to steal. So they knew they had come to steal birds, and they knew where the birds were, and they knew how to do dogs, which together. So probably if you have people that come around your home, you should try and limit that as well. But a backup system for power. Yeah, I think that's why I'm going to get solar, but I'm going to first get those solar lamps like the KCC things. And put them. But I'm going to visit Davis and Chatliff like we have been told. I'm going to go to Davis and Chatliff and see what options they have for us. But Arthur, they all can't have the same mindset, most especially if there are many. So rentals are the best security. But then you don't have privacy. That's the thing you need to understand. You don't have security. I mean, don't have privacy. If you have kids, why would you bring tenants in your home? And for security, Brian, reason security. Hell is reliable by Uncle Arthur, still laughing about it. But hell is reliable, you people. Hell is reliable. Dogs are good on alerting. They also do scare away these petty thieves. Marvin has said it, petty. I want a dog that can bite the hand off. You find the thief there. Oh, that's what I want. And these dogs can't do. For privacy, just make a small garden at the back of your house and keep the rentals at the front. Ismail access I need chihuahua but no money. Exactly. Why would you have a chihuahua with no money? It doesn't make sense. Exactly. I mean, one of the reasons why you people build your homes is to get out of slums. It's to get out of slums. So actually you build your home and then you put a slum there. I've seen people in the estate that have rentals here, but it doesn't look very pleasant. It's not a very good thing. But anyway, you can decide to do that, or you can just decide to have people live in your home. Or get a maid or an askari or something. To avoid thieves, just abstain from plots in Nansana. No, actually, Edwin, thieves are everywhere. These are everywhere, but in my estates, the kids, it was kids that were trying to break because they were amateurs. They used the things that I had in my home to try and break the window, which they were amateurs, right? And it's these kids that come to Kupota on my house. Yeah, so because after that, they never came back. It was the kids. It actually were in the holiday. Yeah. It's in our places like builders and porters that come back to try and break into our homes. JK, it's because you can afford security guard. The dogs that can do that are 2 million plus. Zambula n'abantu tezisaga, but our local dogs they fear like nothing. Arthur, I'm 48, but I can't buy a car at 70 million. You're not 48, to already matter now. The way you even type on the phone, when I see the speed when someone uses to type, you can't be 48. 40-year-olds now they be typing letter by letter. They can't even be on YouTube. 48-year-olds, if they are not at work now, they are sleeping. Even when they are at work now, they are sleeping. I don't pay for any security guard because Sina Zimba a family house because I don't need one. Yeah, Jekari Denmark. Ati family house tajetage Kampala. Eke tujja kwana mukazi otu muwamaka gweddawo ali muzimbidde amaka ng'obudde bukyali. Jamu kutwalako. Guys, I'm Arthur. For those that don't know me, I was reminded, keep introducing yourself so that people actually relate with you. And no, it was his fault. That is why he couldn't get a panga to cut him. Arthur, and you and I must know differently how old people are. All my old friends are well versed with the modernities of life and quite good at using them. Still, I know some 60-year-old that is very fast, has iPhones, bichi technology and stuff, but still, abamu nakasikatira because abamukadde omukadde seba abamukadde jeke. Yeah, so I know people that are well versed with still that the modern stuff, but still Ghana. How do some come to know that it's time to change the gear in manual car? Ojuwulira, like when you're driving a manual car, ojitandika like number one if you're starting. Like when you look at the revolution meter here, tachometer, I think when you look at the tachometer, the car should not go beyond 2 before you change the gear. Of course, some people take it up to 3 because even automatics change gears up to around 2.5, 2,500 revs per minute. But me, I personally drive it under 2, so I don't let it get to 2 before I change to the next gear. But I'm sure if you have sat in a taxi or lorries, you would feel the sound. Emotoka yenyine ekwesabira gear. For the guys, you sit down on a chiti and you get so ekwesabira gear. So advice for a brother here before he buys an agreement plot. Oh, sorry, network again. I don't know what's happening to MTN. Agreement plots, guys. Sam is saying, what advice would you advise a person that has, was it you who asked the question in the beginning? Sorry about that. So who has bought an agreement plot before, and what do you do to avoid being duped? Yes, what do you do? So I had in Kasangati, it was an agreement plot, and normally you don't really have that much security with an agreement plot. It can be sold like many times. But of course, even the thingy with the titles can still be sold many times. But agreement plots, one of the solutions you would have, first of all, don't buy it Gatoliku LC. Okay. Secondly, go back to the village before you go to buy. Bweba marokuraga plot of land, give yourself like 2 days. On the next day, go back to the village. Ask all the neighbors around there. All the neighbors. Talk to all the neighbors. Don't even go to the chairman before. First, go to all the neighbors around and ask them, what neighbor changuza plot ye nanyini yo, plot teri konkayana. You get it? With agreement plots, make sure you do your due diligence. You don't want to buy a plot that has been sold many times or something. So go ask around. I think that's the best thing. And once you have bought, I think agreement plots are very safe, because I'm talking about the Kabaka land, because that's what I know as agreement plots in Uganda. And it's very safe because no one can chase you. As long as you pay busuru. I hope you know that you're supposed to pay busuru to the landlord. Sometimes it's the Kabaka, other times it's another landlord. So you need to pay busuru and have your receipts. Me, I used to pay busuru for the Kasangati land. I would go to the Kabaka's mwami or the Kabaka's office and pay the busuru, and I'll get my receipts. So if you buy Kabaka land, one guarantee you'd have that you're the owner of that plot is by paying busuru. You pay busuru every year about 30,000. It's like you're paying a landlord. Yeah. But do diligence, go back to the ground and ask the neighbors. And has this plot been sold many times? Are there troubles with this plot of land and all that? Good morning, Arthur. I've been on this channel quite often of late. Just finished with your talk with counsel about borrowing etiquette, and it was 1.5 hour interview, and I was able to maintain focus. Thank you. You're welcome. Keep up whatever you're doing, sharing all this information. Stay here. We share. We all share. Which everyone that is engaging here on this broadcast shares information, and they are knowledgeable. Whichever situation that we have been in, other people have been there before. Arthur, I want it. Martha, you want what? The dog. You come. I'm giving it away. I'm not a dog person. Let the thieves come, as long as they don't harm my family. Let them take whatever they want and go. Let them take. To because kakati, that's another child. Can imagine I immunize the dog. Can you imagine immunizing a dog? I immunized the dog. I went and paid money to immunize a dog. You people. I immunize the dog. I give it meat. There are families that can't afford meat. My dog eats meat. Does it make sense to you? I'm just not a dog person. So I think some have a little summed it up. Togura ploti ya ndagano. Nga tokoze due diligence. Go back to the ground and talk to like 10 neighbors to make sure you're not being duped. Because there's a plot in ndagano. Mutasoloji to more than 10 times. And that's one thing. And you don't want to buy a plot that has family wrangles. Okitegeera ogule plotting ate family tennakkiriza kugitunda omuntu ajja kukutemera ku ttaka lya family ogigule bakuloge ekinanansi. My friend bought a 30 by 40 in Kansanga and built a 4-story building on the entire plot. The house is on pillars with the would-be ground floor being entirely parking space. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. The things that can be done in small plots, you'd be surprised. It's just that those small plots. Omuntu atata ina plan akaploti akakutamya. Azimomo tuyumba ngalinga gwe bakase. At a CVT gearbox, why mechanics talk different stories on them? Should I avoid cars? No, don't. Just buy one that has a healthy CVT gearbox and don't service it unless you really have to. And my advice, if you're driving a Toyota, if you're driving a CVT gearbox car, go to Toyota Uganda and get the CVT gearbox meant for that car. If you're driving a Nissan, go to Motocare. I think it's Motocare. Buy a CVT gearbox meant for that Nissan. If you're driving a Subaru, go to Kampala Motors. Buy CVT gearbox meant for that Subaru. And if you're driving a Kia, do the same. Ford, do the same. You get? I think it's just that these guys, they don't know what to do with CVT gearboxes, and that's how CVT cars end up dying like all the time. I have a workmate. She's a lady who bought a Mark X on Wednesday, and that very day she came driving it. She was complaining of fuel. Then I told her, why would you buy a Mark X if fuel is an issue? Exactly, Daniel. That's why you need Arthur. Arthur sits you down in this car and it drums some sense into you about in a sense. Of course, boga no kumpuliriza nga nkuleka. Nze nga kuyamba kufuna kyoyagala. But if majority of the time abantu bange batukani bategeera. There are 3 apartments on the next level and a penthouse on the last level that houses he uses when on holiday. Then I referred her to this channel. I hope she will watch and learn. Ajja kuyiga. Pola mpola tobuzibu nti market gye yaguze gena musala. Ezo musala milioni nga nnya ne bwayagala kutunda. Ne bwayagala tunda ncha. Musala milioni nga nnya. Market za ababede abakolamu oba ababbi nga amafuta tegamusala naye kati fa abayetetenkanya kati amafuta ga market nza aganywe ewange gagula ensawo ezikuba plaster oludda lw'ennyumba okitegeera kakati man market ziri nsanga kati zate nake sindaka nja jigula nga nina emyaka ngana kuba mbala nnyo nnyo. But also I think Daniel, you should help your friend make sure that the car is in good condition. It has the right plugs, the right air cleaner. You guys, me I proved it. The air cleaner air cleaner bweba nchafu enywesa amafuta ezo moruko ezo kusala kilomita 3 namba gwa air cleaner nchafu. So tell her to go change the air cleaner first of all. Atekemo air cleaner mpya. Maybe there are actually 3 apartments on each of the next 2 levels, with the penthouse being on the 4th floor and the chilling space on the rooftop. That's nice. Kankole nnyo ntandika okuzimba ku ebyo ebintu omanyi bwe tutaako okutambula kulaba okudda ku nnyumya. Like these experiences are very nice. Like you can imagine a 30 by 40 plot having like 3 apartments, having another house, 2 levels with 3 apartments. Man, Arthur, for sure you deserve to be paid. I bought a car out of excitement. The lady driven titles from brokers. Hey, ate kati emmotoka z'abakazi musimanya lady driven zezisinga okuba embi, they are bad, don't buy lady driven. Izo muzireke. Ladies don't know how to maintain cars. Yes, they drive properly because they don't know how to drive fast, so they drive slow. But maintenance for them is like they don't know how to maintain cars. So lady-driven cars might actually prove to be more dangerous than men-driven cars. Like my Corolla here is almost like new. Ekubagana is almost like new. Hey, I drive 85 kilometers every day, and my car never breaks down. But by 15 million, can I own a good car, and which type? 15 million. It depends on what you want. Can't you tell me what kinds of cars you're looking for, and then I tell you which car to buy? And then I advise. 15 million, you can basically, 15 million is good budget, by the way. So I tell you, at 20, then I would advise for someone to go to the bond, because then you can get a car at like 27, 28. You get I'd rather buy a Kaundo than a Mark X, because that big engine in that small car does not pay. Exactly. Buy a Kaundo where you got a Fielder, 15 million, you're walking down for an old model, the model like my Corolla. Sorry guys, I think the network is telling me to go away. It keeps putting me off. Let me just go through the names and then see what, because my time is already up. This was Martha, Director Martha Academy, Hanifa, Emma, then another Emma, then Gaetano, Sammy, Nathan, Jeremy, Brian, Daniel, Lemon Solomon, Pascal Joseph, JK, Edwin Mugelwa, and everyone in Kamoli, by the way, Rionga Marvin, I've talked about Gaetano, right? Yeah. Mugume Kevin, you're welcome. I've talked about Hanifa. Yeah, Androni Uganda. Thank you very much for being part of this broadcast. It means a lot. I don't take it for granted. Kaundo has 2AZ engine, if I remember right. Which engine does Mark X have? Just no Mark X your engine, but it's a 2.5cc. Almost obanga Kaundo, which obumanya. Is it advisable to have a variety of options to choose from of a different car, of different cars, or a variety to choose from a single model of a car? It depends on what you want. Some people just want SUV. Some people just want SUV. Some people just want a car. Some people just want a van. Some people, you get it. It depends on what you want. Some people are stuck on a certain type, but I would advise that you have let's say a type of car you want. I want an SUV, and then you stick to that, and then you start looking for a reliable one that won't disturb you. Good morning, Joseph Barikudembe. Yeah, you're here na kusibula. You're early for tomorrow, and tomorrow the broadcast will be in the evening at 5:15 p.m. Yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you very much. Even the guys in Kamoli, I don't take it for granted. Even the guys, oh guys, give me some likes, give me some likes, give me some likes, give me some likes. Even the guys that have downloaded this video and you have watched up to the end, I don't take it for granted. I know the picture is not very comfortable because of the sun that is in my face, and then put this visual here. But anyway, thank you very much for being part of this broadcast. Don't forget, I do pre-purchase inspection. If you're going to buy a car, I make sure you don't make a loss. I make sure you don't buy bad, you buy good. And trust me, oh, Charles, thank you for being there in the window. In the end, agenda okukibala abalamu oba agenda okufuna offers abanga eyasuubudde. Yeah, but thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow in the evening. Ciao.